This lesson is going to look at an introduction to mixed numbers and how we write them and how we can change them and write them differently depending on what form we might need them in. Okay, so if we look here, just have 4 circles. Each circle is carved into 4 equal parts, or pretty much equal. I had to draw it freehand, of course, so it's a little off, but you get the idea. 3 circles up here, 1 circle here, all of them into fourths, 4 equal parts. The top 3 are completely full, and as you can see, this last circle right here only has 3 out of 4 full. So there's 2 ways we can look at this. We can say we have a complete circle here, a second complete circle, a third complete circle, for a total of 3. And then in this 4th circle, we don't have all 4 parts. What we have are 3 out of the 4 shaded, so we could consider this right here as 3 and 3/4, which is a mixed number where we have a whole number and then a fraction together. Right? But there's also another way we could look at this. So this is the first way, and this is the second way. If you count how many fourths we have total, how many would you get? Go ahead and give yourself a minute to think about that. Okay, well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13, 14, and 15. So a second way to think of this is we have 15 fourths. 15 total little sections that have been carved into fourths, and we have 15 of them. So these represent the same quantity. 3 and 3/4 equals 15 fourths. So now, depending on which representation we get, we might want to change from one to the other. So let's look at a shortcut way we can do that without having to draw a visualization every time. Well, from the 3 whole circles that are carved into fourths, how many 12ths do we get from that? Well, we get 4 here, 4 here, and 4 here, and we have 3 of those, so we get 4 times 3 equals 12. And then down here, we add on or we tack on 3 more at the end. So 13, 14, and 15. So 12 plus the additional 3 equals 15. So what essentially we're doing is taking the number that or the sections that we've carved our object into, in this case fourths, we're multiplying it by, so 4 times 3, how many complete circles we have. So 1, 2, 3 complete circles. 3 times 4 equals 12, and then we added the 3 at the end from right here. So what it really is taking the denominator, multiplying it by the whole number, and then adding on the numerator at the end, and that's what gets us 15 fourths. Okay? So then if we wanted to do it the other way, how many times does 4 go into 15? Well, 4 goes into 15 3 times, and then what's left over? 3 out of the fourths. So 3 complete, and then 3/4 left over, and that's how we would change back to, or from an improper fraction to a mixed number. So let's look at one more example. If you feel comfortable with this, then the video has concluded. But if not, let me show one more visualization. It's going to take me a couple seconds to erase all this. Okay, so let's draw a couple more circles here and then one down here. And this time I'm going to make them into thirds. And then I'm going to draw a certain amount of the thirds. So I'm going to shade all of that. All of those, imagine they're completely filled. This is now completely filled, and over here we have two of them completely filled. So, again, two ways to then think of this. How many complete circles do we have? Two. What have they been carved into? They've been carved into thirds. And then in this third circle here, how many of these do we have? Just two, so we can think of this as 2 2/3. Or, again, everything's been carved into thirds. And so how many thirds do we have total? If we don't think of looking at the complete ones, well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then over here, 7 and 8. So we have 8 thirds. Okay? So then, one way we can get from one to the other is 2 times 3 plus 2. 2 times 3 here is going to give us 6. And then plus 2 would give us our 8 thirds. Or, if we were going in the other direction, how many times does 3 go into 8? Goes in 2 times. And then what is the remainder? 2. So 2 complete with 2 out of 3 left over on our last shape. Okay. All right, so then this now officially concludes this lesson.